everyone, welcome back. Today is Friday and we're doing something simple for dinner tonight. We are doing a very simple patty melt. It is, like I said, it's Friday. I have a big honey-do list for the weekend, so I thought I would make something that my husband absolutely loves. His most favorite thing in the whole wide world is a cheeseburger. I mean, that man is so easy to please when it comes to food. As far as, you know, he loves hamburger. That's just all there is to it. I'm not gonna lie, you know, I like a good hamburger occasionally. But today we're gonna do just a simple patty melt. Super simple patty melt. Typically when you're making patty melts, or Frisco burgers they call them, you know, some people, the majority of the time, they'll use either rye bread or sourdough bread. And guess what? I have neither. I have just plain white bread, but we're gonna make this work. We're gonna toast some white bread. We're gonna fry up some hamburgers. I'm also gonna saute some onions to go over top of it. I think that I got a couple different kinds of cheese in there. I'll have to double check. And then we're also gonna add, I'm going to whip up a little sauce to go over it. So it's gonna be absolutely delicious. I'm just gonna make some, I don't know if I'm gonna make some fries or I might make some onion rings or something to go with it, but I'm just ensuring that my honey-do list is gonna be done this weekend. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and start with getting our onions sliced and sauteed up. And I'm going to use 3 because these are kind of small and you know they're going to cook down. I love sauteed onions and they're just so good. They're so good on a hamburger. So we're just going to do these like yay thin because you want to make sure, you know, that they caramelize nicely. I'm going to go ahead and get these cut up and then, gosh, I'll be back with you in just a minute. In a bowl they go. Whew, God. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, my eyes are running, my nose is running, everything is running right now. Let's get those in there so I can get this onion juice up. This is like real life here. Real life. These onions are demons, I tell you. They're demons. Let's go ahead and make our sauce to go on these. Very simple. It's just a little bit of mayonnaise. You can tailor this to how, you know, your preference, how you like it. Just for reference, that's probably about slightly over half a cup of mayonnaise. It's probably about 3/4 cup. I'm going to do a couple nice tablespoons of ketchup and some sweet relish. Oh, maybe. Just a little bit of sweet relish. We're going to give this a stir. I've got a taste. Let's see. Let me see. That's really, really, really good. I think that was perfect. I don't think I need to add anything else to that. I hope you paid attention to the ratio. Yummy. Because that is divine. I can see this honeydew list happening already. Super easy. Now I'm going to put a lid on this and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator. We're going to get started working with our ground beef. And I've got about a pound of ground chuck here. It's about 80-20. Of course, I didn't lay it out to thaw. I never lay it out to thaw. I always forget, so I just defrost it in the microwave for a couple minutes and it's going to work out perfectly. Do you guys do that? Do you forget to lay stuff out? I do. I just didn't know what I was going to make today. So I knew I wanted to film something. I knew I wanted it to be something good. I'm still sniffling, you guys. All right, to this we're going to add a little bit of Worcestershire. Just a nice little drizzle to give it a little extra goodness. We're going to add a little bit of onion powder. And for about a pound of meat, you want to use at least, you know, a good teaspoonful of it. Or you know what, it's your kitchen. You use as much or as little as you want to use. We're going to use some fresh black pepper. And instead of salt, I like to go in with a little bit of garlic salt. Now we're going to mix all this together. And you don't want to over mix it, because it's just like, you know, cake batter. It's you don't want it to get tough. So you just want to make sure that all your meats, you know, all that mixture is combined well in there. This is the way I've always patted my burgers out. I've always done it this way. It just makes it super easy. Let's scoot you back a little bit. Try not to put you in the sink. And since we're using just like plain white bread, again, if you have, oh, what's that called? If you have rye bread or, let me move this, sourdough bread, you go right ahead and use that. It, you know, that's typically what they do, what they use, but I'm just using what I have on hand. Did you take your foil? Did you see what I did? Were you paying attention? And I just kind of flatten it out, and it just kind of gets this oblong look to it. And then I just kind of shape it. See, just kind of go around and round, and then I flatten it out some more. These are going to shrink in the pan, as you know, all meat does. I'm going to try to go a little thin with my meat, because I think I'm going to make my husband a like a triple decker one. So I'm really wanting that. I'm really wanting that honey-do list done. Perfect. Look at that. And then you just take it. Ta-da! I've got another sheet of foil over here that I'm just going to lay my patties on just until I get all of them together. Now, okay, I've got 2 pans here. Typically, these are made on, like I said, a Blackstone. If I mentioned that, I don't know. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. But they're made on, they can be made on a Blackstone or what are those called? Those grillers. If you have a griller, you know, you can make it on those. But I have one, but it's kind of warped and I don't like it. So I'm not pulling that out. I've got a pan here for my onions and a pan here over here for my burgers. So we're going to get the onions started quickly because they take a little bit longer, I feel, to cook than the hamburgers do. Typically it takes probably about 20 minutes or so to get your onions caramelized to, well, my liking. I like them to be a little soft, but, you know, yet still have just a little bit of crunch to them, if you will. We're going to get that going. We're going to add a couple tablespoons of butter in here. I might have to add a little bit more. We're going to do 3. We're going to do about 3 tablespoons of butter. By all means, if you would rather use olive oil, you know, a little healthier or whatever, this is real butter. It's not the fake stuff, so it's, you know, it's better for you. But we're going to get these going and get caramelizing. So we're going to put those in. That looks like a lot just for 2 people. But you know what? I'm okay with eating them just like right out of the refrigerator if there's any left over. We're going to get this started. Now, what I like to add to mine is, I like to add a little bit of Worcestershire to mine as well. It gives them just such a more richer, better flavor. And sometimes I also add, I think I'm going to, just a couple drizzles. And I also like to add just a little bit of A1 to them. I'm telling you, you got to trust me on this, guys. Just a little bit is all you need. A couple tablespoons, a couple drizzles. It just makes them a world of difference better. I'm going to add some black pepper. And I'm also going to add, instead of regular salt, I like to add a little bit of onion salt to them, just because, like I said, I'm all about flavor. Just a little bit. And let me tell you something. It already smells absolutely amazing in here. Smells so good. So I've got these on about medium, and I'm going to let them go like until they get nice and you know, tender. See how they shrink down? They shrink down quite a bit. Let's turn them down just a little bit. About to turn the camera on. You didn't miss anything. Just adding the burgers to my pan here. And luckily, they all four fit in there. So I've got these on about medium-high to get them started. Now, your ground chuck is going to render quite a bit of fat. That's why I like it so much, because it, you know, the fat is flavor. I'm telling you, fat is flavor. So I love to buy the ground chuck, and because it's just so full of flavor. But what I want you to do is when it starts rendering a lot of that fat out, what I like to do is I just take a spoon and maybe a coffee cup, and I get pull the pan to the side like so, and then just kind of scoop it out and put it in the coffee cup just to discard it later once it's cooled, because you want to get a nice browning on your meat is what you want to do. We're not going to add any additional seasonings to this, any salt or pepper, because remember I have already done that. I'm going to keep my eyes on this, and I'm going to pop something in the air fryer. Fries, onion rings, something. And then we're just going to wrap this all up. Then I'll show you, actually once these get done, I'm going to show you, we're going to grill our bread first before we put the meat on them. Turn my onions off. Look at that. Those are magnificent looking. Now, I cleaned my other pan over here. I removed my burgers from the skillet. I'm going to add, because we're going to toast the bread. It's time to toast the bread. So we're going to add some butter right to the pan. And then we're just going to lay our bread right in there to toast it. Now I'm making his a double-decker, so we're going to use 3 pieces of bread for his. Got to score those brownie points. And then once these get nice and toasty on one side, it's just like you're making a grilled cheese, but it's just without the cheese yet. Once we flip them over to do the other side, then we're going to add the cheese to them. Then we'll add the hamburger and the rest of the ingredients. All right, those look good. So now we're going to go ahead and add our cheese. He's going to get 2 pieces. He's going to get the sharp cheddar and a piece of American. Typically they use Swiss, but guess what? Your girl don't have that either. I definitely don't want these to get too brown. So then what you're going to do next is lay the patties right on there. You know what? Let's put this cheese right here. We better give him another piece of cheese, haven't we? And once you get the cheese on there, we're going to add the onions. Let's go close up a little bit. And that piece goes right on top. Just going to smash it down. All right, guys, I want you to look at that. Look how good that looks.
Can we stop looking at it and eat it now?
Try to. I was telling them about the honeydew list. Is why I was making these. Because I told them your favorite food was hamburgers.
Who doesn't love hamburgers?
Look at that. Look how amazing that looks. Delicious. Now, he opted to dip the sauce that I made, dip his burger in the sauce, but I'm going to get mine together, put my sauce on it, and then we're going to taste it. Be good with chili on it. Actually, they had like that. That's before the sauce. Mine's a single. Remember the ones we got out fresh that had chili on them?
Yeah. Chili champ.
Chili champ. I'm going to drizzle the sauce all night. He's dipping his.
I was.
He was until I took the jar of sauce. He'll be alright.
Dad, you took half the sauce?
Look at that. Nice and toasty. Too hot. Look at that. Mmm. That's delicious.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. Mm-mm-mm. Well, it didn't take too long to make. Sauce is good, but you know what? I think next time I might add just a little bit of hot sauce to it. I think it'd make it even better. It's really super good. I hope you like this recipe. I hope you like the video. It's not really a recipe, it's a technique, so. And the plain bread, white bread works out just fine. You know I love you guys very much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Take care. Whoa,